the religion should have the mindset that I'm creating this for all of humanity. Even if all of humanity, I'm not forcing all of humanity to embrace this, but this is for all of humanity. Because if not, what do we end up having? Whether you call it racism, whether you call it whatever it is, it's highlighting one group being superior to another. So whether you have the Jewish people believing that they're the chosen people, whether you have Christians thinking that Christ is king, king of all kings, and claiming that obviously their king is the king over all the others, it all leads to us looking at religion, which is something that is supposed to bring us all together as humanity, something that separates us. And now we have to prove why this religion is superior to another, when in all actuality,
oh my God.
no sense can Baha'is profess to have grasped at this early hour more than a minute portion of the truths inherent in the revelation on which their faith is based. With reference, for example, to the evolution of the cause, the Guardian said, all we can reasonably venture to attempt is to strive to obtain a glimpse of the first streaks of the promised dawn that must, in the fullness of time, chase away the gloom that has encircled humanity. Apart from encouraging humility, this act should serve also as a constant reminder that Baha'u'llah has not brought into existence a new religion. Let me make sure that I'm saying that smoothly. Baha'u'llah has not brought into existence a new religion to stand beside the present multiplicity of sectarian organizations. Rather, has he recast the whole conception of religion as the principal force impelling the development of consciousness. As the human race in all its diversity is a single species, so the intervention by which God cultivates the qualities of mind and heart latent in that species is a single process. Its heroes and saints are the heroes and saints of all stages in the struggle, its successes, the successes of all stages. This is the standard demonstrated in the life and work of the master and exemplified today in the Baha'i community that has become the inheritor of humanity's entire spiritual legacy, a legacy equally available to all the Earth's peoples. All right, so you all reading that may not really mean much to you all, but I do want us to focus on the highlighted part here, where it says Baha'u'llah has not brought into existence a new religion to stand beside the present multiplicity of sectarian organizations. So give me a second. What comes to mind when you guys hear that? I want to focus on that word sectarian. So it says that a new religion to stand beside the present multiplicity of sectarian organizations. Sectarian, and I brought up the definition for y'all and for me, refers to a strong, often divisive loyalty to a specific set, faction, or group, particularly within a religious or political context. It can also describe behavior or attitudes that favor one group over others, potentially leading to conflict and prejudice. Whenever we look at religions, if the religions do not encapsulate humanity overall, then what is it always going to create? It's going to create different teams, different sides. It's going to create, and I'm not saying that every religion, like everybody has to adopt a particular religion. We can't expect to put out a religion, or for however you see fit, for everybody to just be in line with everybody has to be Christian, everybody has to be Jewish, everybody has to be Muslim. It doesn't work that way. However, in my opinion, the religion should have the mindset that I'm creating this for all of humanity. Even if all of humanity, I'm not forcing all of humanity to embrace this, but this is for all of humanity. Because if not, what do we end up having? Whether you call it racism, whether you call it whatever it is, it's highlighting one group being superior to another. So whether you have the Jewish people believing that they're the chosen people, whether you have Christians thinking that Christ is king, king of all kings, and claiming that obviously their king is the king over all the others, it all leads to us looking at religion, which is something that is supposed to bring us all together as humanity, something that separates us. And now we have to prove why this religion is superior to another, when in all actuality,
first and foremost, want to give a huge shout out to everybody that continues to tap in with us, like and subscribe and join our community. If you haven't already, please make sure that you do. We look forward to engaging in some dope combo with you that can help us all elevate. So like, subscribe, and maybe even share the video if you're feeling real generous. On that note, we'll let you get back to the video. See you soon. Ew.
what is religion supposed to do? It's supposed to give us guidance and solutions for our day and time. The same guidance and solutions that may have helped me when I was 20 years old, it does not necessarily mean that that is going to be the same advice and guidance that would help me at 38 years old. The same guidance that you give somebody who is overweight is not going to be the same guidance that you give somebody who's going through starvation. So you can't, it's like pushing a religion that was meant to solve issues hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. It's not even practical to be pushing at this time. And that is why we have to have these middlemen, AKA pastors, preachers, whatever you want to call people, that are supposed to help us with understanding and interpreting the word of the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, whatever other book it is. The reason why you need that is because it's not fitting for the day and age. If I was to tell you something that makes a lot of sense for today's day and time, you wouldn't need somebody else to interpret it. You would understand it. You would embrace it. Would be very clear. The reason why you would need somebody to interpret it is based on it not being appropriate for today's day and time. I was looking up, maybe I'll actually share it with you all, but I was looking up a bunch of different religions on ChatGPT. And I was thinking about Islam, how, they believe obviously that the women should be covered to a certain extent. And it reminded me of an old conversation that I was having with Pete and Chaga. And it was based on the religions and I've said this before, where the Baha'i faith, if you're not familiar, they look at the religions like iPhones, like, hey, this iPhone is for this, time. The iPhone 1 was amazing, but it was amazing for that day and time. You can't get me to pay the price that I would pay for an iPhone 14 right now. You can't get me to pay that for an iPhone 1. It just doesn't make sense. If you tried to sell somebody on an iPhone 1 right now and tried to convince them that why that phone is better than the iPhone 14, you'd probably come across like a slimy used car salesman in a lot of ways. Unless you are arguing the fact that less features are going to give you less screen time, and therefore, because I do, this total side note, I do think that we're going to get back to the phones where it has no apps, no anything like that, just as a reaction to society. But y'all get what I'm saying. Stick with me here, all right? Don't go off on the tangent like I'm going. In order to sell me on something that was appropriate for years ago, you have to start incorporating different sales tactics rather than, hey, this product just does what it does. You have to start, oh, well, this is appropriate because of this, and you interpret this to mean this. No, just tell me exactly what it is. I don't need all the interpretation, because what happens when man interprets something, you usually interpret something based on what's going to be favorable to you and yours. And that's going to be a recurring theme that we see in this entire show, because we're going to be hearing from an Israeli perspective. What do the Israeli settlers believe? What's their mindset? And I want to connect that mindset to the same mindset that America has. So that is why I titled the show, It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.